Hi again, guys. Right. So yeah, I didn't go on too much yesterday. I did a solo battle. I was going to come back online, but this wind has just been terrible. We've had a guy come out have a check of it earlier. Actually, a family member that I'd forgot did fencing. So just waiting to see when we can get it done. But yeah, Sunday today, so we're going to be doing a few things. The one thing that we're going to think about doing later is having to think about this fire opportunity pack. So we've got three in total with 4 hours to go. So I think we bought some of these before. I'm always disappointed that they're not giving us a coin option to buy them, but we've come to expect it from EA, I guess now. So we'll have a look. I was going to upgrade the Zero Chill Field Pass, but honestly, it doesn't seem as worth it. So I don't think I'm gonna bother. Um, there isn't much else that I want to buy. Um, it doesn't feel like I need to really increase anything on the team as of yet. I think that we do want to get. Oh, that's interesting. Why is Larry? Oh, yeah. He's no longer a 49er, so we switched Larry Allen over to be a cowboy. So he's actually dropped to 86. So yeah, that might be a problem. I didn't notice that yesterday when we did it, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to get another. If we can get another 8 Dallas Cowboys, we should be able to get a +1 speed. I think another 3 gives us a +1 change of direction, and then we can have sort of CD Lamb as our feature receiver for the next 2 months. I would have thought. I think that he's definitely going to be one of the best receivers in the game, even better than the 95s. I mean, he's a 93 overall, and as you can see, he's a 96. So if only he had 49ers chems. I mean, that's the thing. Um, it is a bit of a shame he's rotting on the Dallas Cowboys at the moment, but um, yeah. So I think this is the biggest jump. I mean, I was pleased when I saw Chavarius Ward jumping up to a 95 from a 93, and I was shocked Jimmy Ward didn't. I can't quite understand why that is. But I think the things that are getting upgraded are obviously changing our cornerbacks. I don't think it applies to safeties. So the strategy card that we've got and the 49ers chems are obviously contributing to this. But yeah, we've got pretty much all of these guys are getting a +1. The Trevon Diggs there. I think this is where we spent one of our tokens. So we've put Trevon Diggs now at cornerback 2. And if you remember, we robbed Nick Bosa's card to put it on Christian Run CMC. So we've sort of demoted Jordan Mason. He does feature as the power back, but I was just feeling that we just weren't getting any decent yardage with him. And in all honesty, even with McCaffrey, we're just not getting the yardage that we once were. And before I had a reason for it when we had like an 84 right guard and an 87 right tackle. I could kind of say, so we had Colton McKivitz there before, we had Spencer Burford there before, and we had Larry Allen as an 87. And we also had Corbett, I forget which team, Panthers maybe, Corbett centre here as an 86. So at one point we were 89, 87, 86, 84, 87. But we were running really well with Jordan Mason, and then now all of a sudden we are not. Now, some of it I think is bad habit that I've got some for some reason, and I think this is because I've been playing the computer a bit more, and stopped playing head to head when we had that bad run. And I think it's given me bad habits back. One of them is controlling the defensive line, and the other one is holding sprint down when I'm running and not waiting for my blocks to flourish. Right, let's get some guys listed. So we're trying to get back to that 4 million mark. So we've been selling quite a few guys, to be honest. So I think what we've been doing is trying to clear the binder out. We've got a fair few players that we've been listing. Try and get closer to that 4 million mark. Let's go a bit more as an 83. Yeah, it's a bit low, so that's a bit measly, isn't it, for an 83? I mean, it just goes to show you how quickly. I'm sure the last time I played Ultimate Team that we didn't get 95s until Ghosts, which were part of Zero Chill. So they don't. They. I don't even know if Ghosts are actually out yet, or whether they've called them something else. Um, and yeah, I'm sure you can probably still hear that wind going. So our car is still pinned under the fence, and hopefully we get that sorted in the coming days. But yeah, honestly, the last few days has been terrible. Um, I was pretty upset most of last week, to be honest. My parents lost their cat, and it brought back a lot of memories for when we lost their cat 10 years ago. And funnily enough, that sort of extended into yesterday because one of the other fences that looks like it's broke. It's not air. It's like the boundary fence with our neighbour, and we think that has broke, but it's on their side, so we can't fix it or do anything with it. But it's where we buried our cat 10 years ago. So I was like having a bit of a panic last night, thinking about if that fence breaks, and then they have to get somebody out to sort of dig a new what do they call them? The big posts, Godfathers or whatever. I think that's what they call them. And it just made me think about when we lost our cat, and we've got three cats now, but I'll always miss our first cat that we had, because we sort of had her when we moved out of home, first house. So she was literally like our first child, almost. Sounds silly to say that, but your pets do become like a family, part of your family. And when you've had them for like our oldest cat now is 20, and we of course know she's in the twilight of her life, and we just try to make the most out of the time that you have when your pets are getting older, and inevitably one day, as we all will, we're all on that same path. None of us are immortal, and I'm glad we are. I'm glad I'm not immortal. In all honesty, I don't think. I think that when you're younger, I think you feel like you want to live forever, but It seems like that you just get more and more sad stuff happening when you get older. And I was thinking about this the other day about firsts and why when you're young, life is so exciting. Now you can change this, don't get me wrong, you can change it. It's just different stuff. But your first house, your first girlfriend, your first kiss, your first, you know what, your first holiday together, your first pet, all these different things. You're doing all these firsts, and then you get to a certain age, and you're not doing things for the first time anymore. You've already done them for the first time, or you're I guess like what I've become, where you end up just being, hey, yeah, these 70s, 77s are selling for a fair bit. What's going on here? Yeah, they weren't selling for this much before. Where does that come from? Oh, this one isn't though. But yeah, you have all these firsts in your life when you're young, and then when you're older, you no longer have as many of those firsts. But that's where you can change it. Like, you can add other things in, like the first time you've drove a Ferrari round a racetrack, or the first time you've jumped out of a plane with a parachute, or the it feels a bit crazy thinking about this now. But one of the things that I was looking at doing a few months ago. So when I had all of this stuff happen last year, like 2023 was just ill, literally the entire year. I was ill literally the entire year, and into 2024. So I would have been after Christmas 22. We hit 2023 and I got COVID. All right, should we do a solo battle to get these touchdowns? I think I'm just going to do a cheeky solo battle. Where are we? Yeah, let's do one of them. Carry on doing some Russian touchdowns. But we're going to choose a low team. We had a struggle yesterday, the one we did against the 76 overall. So we're going to hopefully see another one that's pretty low. We've done him. Right, so we're probably going to have to go with the 78. Right, let's go with the Patriots, and then we'll do it on Legend. But yeah, I got COVID in January 23, and I was really bad with it. We all had it, and then that was like the catalyst for feeling like crap. And I'm sure that it developed into what they call long COVID, and I couldn't concentrate on anything, and I was, oh, here we go, what's going on? And I didn't really recover, and then the eye condition came in May. Didn't know at the time, but my right eye started to feel weird, light sensitivity. It was a bit blurry, and I saw these really dark floaters appear in my eye, and I did the typical bloke thing and ignored it, carried on working, and I was worried that I was letting people down, and I thought, look, I'm the man of the house. I've got to keep working. I've got a business partner that I can't let down. I've got staff that I can't let down, and I just carried on like an idiot, in all honesty. Especially because of what ended up happening after. But yeah, I ended up. It ended up sort of clearing on its own in my right eye, or at least I must have just got used to it. And we had quite a lot of family stuff going on. I lost a cousin at 49, and well, she would have been 40. She would have been 48 actually when we lost her. And then I lost another cousin shortly after that. And we also had the bad news that another cousin was seriously ill as well, and it was just a really terrible time as well on top of it. And during that time, that was when I started to realise I was out of breath and that I hadn't been leaving the house. I'd just, since COVID, I hadn't gone out of the house other than for like Mother's Day and my parents' birthdays. And at one of my cousin's funerals, I was like really struggling to breathe, and my eye was also like feeling really bad. Like it was like I couldn't focus on anything. I was having headaches and all sorts of stuff. But I wasn't really thinking about the lung. I was thinking about the eye because you know, I could just literally just sit down and do nothing. I was working from home, so I didn't need to go out anywhere, and I just don't think I noticed the breathing issues just because I wasn't exerting myself to notice until I was out walking about and stuff. But then when my left eye, I woke up on a Monday morning in June 23, and I had a blinding headache, and I just couldn't look. I couldn't open my eyes. Even the crack of light through the blinds in the morning just gave me like, it felt like I was being stabbed in the eyeball. So I went downstairs with my eyes shut to try and find some ibuprofen. Managed to get some ibuprofen, went back to bed, and then that sort of stemmed the pain a little bit. And then I carried on working on the Monday and the Tuesday, but by the Tuesday it was really starting to give me cloudy vision and like looking through fog, and I thought, oh, here we go. You are joking me. Oh my life. What a shocker. Alright. Oh dear. But yeah, so of course it was going to be a touchdown after that. So yeah, it was sort of like by the Wednesday I looked in the mirror and saw that my eye was bloodshot, and I'm like, yeah, this is something bad. And again, like an idiot, I didn't do anything about it. And I was even wearing sunglasses in the house, so that nobody in the house could see my eye. And it sounds silly saying this stuff now, but you know, this is sort of what blokes do, I guess. And on the Thursday or the Wednesday night, I thought, no, I've got to tell the missus about this. This is something up. And we thought it was probably conjunctivitis. And we said, look, we'll if it hasn't got better on Friday, we'll go to the chemist's and get some conjunctivitis cream. So I wake up on the Friday and I just can't see. Like my eye is white, so I'm looking and it's just like snow. Just can't see anything at all out of that eye. And call 111, and they're saying go to the chemist because it's conjunctivitis. And I'm like, we've already been to the chemist and I can't see. And she's like, what, you can't see now? And I'm like, this is what I'm telling you. I can't see out of this eye. And she goes, right, get to A&E now, within the hour. And I'm like, here we go. This is bad. It is bad. And yeah, this is bad. So we go up to I knew I'd get him offside there. We're going to get the score though. It's a bit weird he went offside there, isn't it? So yeah, I went to a local A&E that isn't actually an A&E. It's only a minor injuries unit, and they're like, we can't do anything for you. And I'm like, you've got an eye clinic here. Why can't you send me upstairs? And then they started checking me downstairs. They let me skip the queue at some point, so I was getting all the looks from all the people that have been waiting there for ages. And I think because my pupil was stuck, they were thinking I had a stroke. And I think they realised they couldn't really take a chance of me being left to drive the 15, 16 miles to the nearest A&E, which is terrible, really. You know, we haven't got an A&E, proper A&E, for miles away. And if you go there for anything now, you're stuck there for like 12 hours. It's really bad. They really mismanaged a friend of mine recently. I won't go into the detail on that, but he was sort of accused of being drunk when he wasn't. He had hypoglycemia, and he ended up being pushed to the back of the queue because of them assuming he was a drinker, which was awful. Just before halftime, we get a timeout, take it. And but yeah, so they sent me up to the eye clinic, and then that's when they diagnosed me with the uveitis, and they gave me steroid drops, and a pupil that a drop that I used to call berry drops, because it basically expands your pupil. So what uveitis basically is your own body attacking your eye. Now, I read something recently about this, and I didn't know this at the time, but apparently your eyes are protected by a separate immunity. Now, I don't know the full. Hang on, I don't think I'm a scorer. I'm gonna get a Russian TD. That would have been nice. That would have been our first kick-off though with Lamb, but we want to get these Russian touchdowns really. There we go. So yeah, apparently your eyes are protected from a different immune system precisely to stop your eyes getting attacked. Now I don't know all the detail of this. I've only just read it like last week or something. But yeah, what happens is your immune system goes into overdrive and it starts attacking your iris. So if you don't know, your iris is the colourful part of your eye, and that opens and closes or dilates to let in more or less light. And it's basically a hole. It's not like a thing. It's not your pupil isn't actually a bit of anatomy. It's the opening that your iris controls that lets light into your eye, and obviously controls how much light hits your retina. And your eye is split into multiple parts. So the front of it is called the uvea, and you've got various bits in there, ciliary body, various muscles that control the iris itself. Yeah, in my case, they said it was something called iritis, which is a type of anterior uveitis. So anterior meaning the front, I think. And it's obviously the uvea, but yeah, it was attacking my retina, and it causes inflammation and loads of white blood cells in your eye, which is why my vision went milky. But what it does is it stops your iris from contracting equally. So my iris was actually like an irregular shape. It wasn't perfectly round. It was like a blackberry, little lumps and bumps all the way around it, and it was sort of kind of stuck because of the inflammation, and that's why I was getting the bad pain, because I was having too much light coming into my eyes. and yeah, that was essentially the cause of the pain. So they give you this drop that relaxes the muscles. So when your eye is not shutting right, the muscles are obviously, I assume, trying to continue to contract and you know, make your pupil dilate, and your muscle is constantly working on that. So they give you these drops that are called mydriatic drops, they're called, and I think they're atropine, or which is sort of like adrenaline, if I remember right. Atropines. I think they give you atropine if you're having sort of heart problems, and that basically makes your pupil go super big. And I had that for 3 days to give me the relief from the pain, and then a steroid drop called Maxidex. That's I forget which steroid it is now. Dexamethasone is what it's called. So yeah, so I had the dexamethasone, and I had to take that for. Oh, you're going to get stopped here. I had to take that for. I think it was 8 weeks, and you start with like a drop every 4 times a day for a week, 3 times a day for a week, 2 times a day for a week. You have to like taper off it, and within about a day, my vision in that eye stopped being milky, but it went completely blurred. So the milkiness went, but my eye was completely blurred. Right, I'm gonna have to try and go for a pass here, I think. Still want to get a Russian touchdown. But yeah, my eye went completely blurred, and oh, we messed it up. Yeah, so my eye went completely blurred, and I just couldn't see. And I didn't know. I was convinced that it was the drops. So they kept saying, "No, it isn't the drops. It's the uveitis, and the drops are going to help it." So I believe them. So I didn't do anything with it really. I carried on taking the drops. We got to be taking it every other day, and it was fine for 2 days, and then it came back. Now at this point they already told me that if it comes back, I'm going to have a barrage of tests. So first of all they go, it's what they call idiopathic, which means that you get it once, nobody knows why, and you never get it again. And like 70% of the cases or something are idiopathic. But they'd already told me that, look, we'll have to do some blood tests for autoimmune diseases if it comes back. And so it came back within 3 days. Now, at the time this was happening, I was also booking into the doctors about my lungs because I was not breathing very well. I realised that I was getting out of breath badly. So I was also going to the doctors about that at the time. And it was all sort of together, this stuff. So when I went back and told the eye place that my eye's gone red again and it's hurting, that was when they said, "Oh dear, we've messed it up. That should have been a pick." Yeah, and they gave me some more drops, and I had to take those for another 8 weeks. So the same dosage and same stuff, and add some more mydriatic drops again and all of that stuff. So I'll be careful we don't lose this one. So they go, right, we need to order some tests now. We need to order a he just got me. We've got to order you a chest x-ray. And the doctor said, I'm almost convinced that you've got this thing called sarcoidosis. And I'm like, right, that doesn't sound incredibly good. And he was like, because you've got it back and you've got these black things in your eye, and you've been out of breath, you've got this thing that they're looking at with your lung. He pretty much guaranteed me that I was going to get a diagnosis of sarcoidosis, which I thought was like not very good, of course. And that's when everything started to get really mixed up, because I was having tests for the lung and I was having tests for ankylosing spondylitis and sarcoidosis. I think they're just gonna... Oh, we didn't score. Damn it. Right, we need to be careful here. I mean, we'll try and rush it. There we go. Yeah, so add the lung scan. Please don't miss it. We needed extra points as well. Lord. So yeah, we were having chest X-rays and we had the eye stuff going on, and I didn't really need to go back to the eye place, but yeah, I was getting the blurred vision, so I went and had an eye test because it was just driving me mad. They just said, look, the uveitis has probably permanently affected your eyes. So I had an eye test, paid 300 quid for some glasses, and that I could see again, and it was great. And then during this time I was going to the doctors to check on the chest, because I was convinced I had pneumonia at this point. And I remember saying to one of the doctors, look, are you sure this isn't pneumonia? And he's like, no, we're going to treat it as a chest infection. Here's some antibiotics. And I'm like, are you sure it isn't pneumonia? And I realised after that you can't, from what I read, they can't diagnose pneumonia until you've had a chest x-ray and I've seen it. So that's sort of why. And then I started to get pain in my lung around this time. Yeah, I started to get pain in my lung around this time, and I thought this is something's going on. And handoff headed left to McCaffrey. He spins right by and with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. I went back to the doctors, and they said no. It seems like a chest infection that's getting better. It's in your left lung, and it sounds like it's better. Carry on, and let us know if there's no change next week. And then within a couple of days, I was really feeling bad. So we went back to the doctors. We saw a nurse. It wasn't even a doctor I saw this time. It was an ANPR, Advanced Nurse Practitioner. And all right, let's open this Epic Option Pack. I think this is the 3. Oh, boom or bust. That's what we're going to do. See what we get. Oh, what is that? Oh, that's a boom then, yeah. Right, we're gonna stick Dan Deerdorf. He is a right tackle though. Right, we might need to check Dan Deerdorf out. I don't know what he's going for. Right, let's have a look what he's going for first. No, I don't want to add him to a set. So what's the point in this? You had a 92 and a 95 to get another 95. Exchange 195 overall Team Diamond Champion and 192 overall to receive 195 overall Team Diamonds Champion. Limit 3. So what the heck is the point in that? Right, we don't want to add him to anything. Right, auction. Right, he's going for 200 and something, so I think we're going to list him. Right, we better check it first, hadn't we? Because I'm not going to fall for that old chestnut. Dan D 24. Right, yeah, he's sort of going for that level. So we'll list him for that. So lowest buy it now 267. So let's go to that. Oh, nobody's sold, so I guess we'll wait. Hang on a minute. We've got a 90. What's that 90 that we got there? Is that a bind that we had? Brian Breesy. Oh yeah, it doesn't sell for much snow. 500 snow. So we'll probably end up selling him at some point. We've got this guy as well. What's he going for? Training. So he's the centre we used to have, and we got him again just. So I think we might as well get rid of any binds that we've got. We're not going to use. Not that they're going to really sell for much. But yeah, so I saw this ANPR, this Advanced Nurse Practitioner. Can we upgrade Luke McCaffrey? I bet we don't have a 90, do we? No. So we can get him up to 92, but we'd have to buy a 91. But yeah, so that's the thing actually. Have we still got some of those boom tokens knocking around? Because we can probably sell those now, can't we? I'm sure we had some like boom tokens. No, it's not those, is it? Breakouts. I'm sure we had like breakout badges. There we go. So we've got a few of these. We can probably sell a few of these because we're probably not going to use them anymore. So we've got 20k in those. Forgot about those. So 20, so 68, 78, 88. So yeah, we should be getting close to that 4 million again. And it's really good that we got that Team Diamond. But yeah, ANPR, Advanced Nurse Practitioner. We went and saw him, and he didn't like what he heard, and he's got 8, 2 more, 4 more, 15 more extra points. We're on the verge. If we'd have kicked that extra point, we'd have had some more. But I think we just levelled up right, didn't we? So we got some more season tokens. And then we've got to get tackles, which we're pretty close to doing as well. So I think I'm just going to do another quick cheeky solo battle. Right, where are we then with the rank? So we're at pro. So what have you got at the moment? Solo battles pro reward. Well, what is it? Coins? How many coins? It doesn't tell me. So we get an Hail Mary pack for veteran. Yeah, 3 Hail Mary packs for all-star. You get midfield packs, red zone pack. So red zone packs are pretty good, I think, aren't they? So 5 days. Right, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go and do... we're not going to go... I think we'll go with all-star on this just to see if we can get some more rushing going. But yeah, the AMPR guy said he could hear a pleural rub. And again, it doesn't sound like a fantastic thing to have. And he advised that I went up to the local hospital and have like same-day diagnostics. So he arranged that for the next day. So we did that. And then they diagnosed the pneumonia and a pleural effusion, which is like fluid in the pleura, the lining of your lungs, which of course didn't sound great. I thought, I'm going to be admitted here. They pretty much told me that I was going to get admitted there and then. And they pretty much told me I was going to get admitted there and then. But they lost my bloods, and in the end they ended up sending me home with a moxiclav, a different antibiotic. And then I come back home. It was the Women's Euro was run at the time, and I was watching them play. I can't remember who they were playing on the Saturday. But it was then I realised I couldn't even get out of the chair. And again, it sounds horrible for me to say this now, but I couldn't even get to the toilet, and I had to find a solution for not being able to get out of the seat. And it's crazy thinking back now that I just didn't click that, look, this isn't right, this is getting worse. And then on the Sunday I woke up with a massive fever, in agonising pain like I was being stabbed, and had to 999 me, and then I had 9 days in hospital. I had to have a needle into my lung, which was the scariest thing. Honestly, if you ever have, I think they call it a pleurophysis or something, and I was really scared. But honestly, if you ever have to have one, it really isn't that bad. It sounds worse than it is. I really didn't feel it. And yeah, I was in hospital for 9 days, and got released. And on the way back from hospital, I went and got Madden 24 because they said I've got to convalesce for a while, and I started to do that. Started to convalesce. It was still, my lung was still hurting a lot. I was still in a lot of pain. I was still on antibiotics for another 6 weeks, I think it was. I had like IV antibiotics while I was in for 7 days. And during September, my right eye started to hurt again. So I'm still having it treated in my left eye. And my right eye suddenly starts hurting, so I end up going back to the ophthalmologist, and sure enough, I've now got uveitis in both eyes, bilateral. Great. And then within 2 days, that eye's blurred. So I go back to the glasses, to the opticians, and they have to rebuild my glasses again, because now both eyes are like blurred. And that period was then a blur. I started to get problems with things at work, and which I won't go into. here. It's probably not the place, but I was struggling with screen time. I didn't actually go back to work straight away, which became a bit of a problem. And I had strict instructions before that if I don't listen to the doctors and rest, I'll end up in hospital, and I did. So at that point, you stop asking questions, right? I'm like, look, I'm following what the doctors say. If they say I'm not ready for work, I'm gonna have to be not ready for work. I've got to concentrate on getting better. That's of course the priority. And I ended up getting other glasses so I could see again. And then I think I went back to work, sort of part time in late September, early October, and I think I got to December. So about this time 2 years ago, no, this time last year it would have been, and we were up the eye hospital in. They referred me up to that main eye hospital at this point, and I've probably skipped about 12 appointments that I had in this period, because I was still having appointments for my lung and my eye, and they were still trying to trace what had happened because they lost some of my tests. So some of my labs they lost, the ACE and the HLA, which is the sarcoidosis, and they still think I might have sarcoidosis up until I was in hospital, and I asked the guy, the thoracic guy, if there were any lesions on my CT scan that would suggest sarcoidosis, and he was like, why are you asking me? It's a rare thing, and he was like perplexed why I was asking him, and I went, oh yeah, it's because of the eye stuff, and he's like, oh yeah, that I can see how that would like confuse things. But I went this time last year to the eye hospital, and that was the first time they said we can't see any inflammation here. And I was like, right, this is the first bit of good news I've had. I think it was like the 7th of December. I had that appointment, Friday the 7th it would have been, and I was like, well, hopefully, this is going to get better. So they switched me up to prednisolone, which is a weaker steroid drop. So I had the prednisolone, and my eye changed again, and the glasses were useless. So I was putting the prednisolone in both eyes, and suddenly my glasses weren't working again. So I went and had an eye test, and he said, oh, yeah, you still need glasses, but they've gone from -1, I think it was, to -0.5. So I still sort of needed glasses. And then I was on the prednisolone then until late Feb, like 28th of Feb or something. And I was also having like lung tests. Like just after Christmas, they told me my lung had collapsed, and that's why I was getting pain. That the bottom of my lung wasn't inflating, and I think my last appointment and checkup for this would have been in March, where I had they wanted me to do a lung function test to see, if there were any lasting damage, and they said, yeah, you've got you're going to need inhalers to help you with your breathing, and I ended up getting discharged basically from both of them, and that was when the kidney stuff raised its head. That the doctor said, have you got a kidney doctor at the moment? And I was like, no. And he said, oh, your kidney function is abnormal. He said somebody will probably be in touch with you. So I was like asking him, the lung doctor, well, what does this mean? And I thought it was weird because that appointment I had an ultrasound, so that would have been in March. I had an ultrasound, and he went, and this is your kidney. And I thought, aren't you supposed to be checking to see if I've got any fluid on my lungs? So it sort of made sense after why he was using the ultrasound. He probably thought, I might as well have a look at his kidney with this ultrasound in case there's something else going on here. So he mentioned it in the appointment, and I went, no, nobody's contacted me. And then about 2 months later, I get a letter saying my kidneys weren't looking like they were working very well, and I needed to have some tests. And yay, more tests, more blood tests. And yeah, they told me in August that I had chronic kidney disease. And it might actually be that the chronic kidney disease was probably the precursor to all of this stuff. I mean, I haven't said that, but from what I've read, that it could be. But yeah, I mean, I've gone off on a bit of a tangent there, that 2023 ended up being in hospital and having appointments pretty much for 15, 16 months of having blood tests and hospital visits and CT scans. You know, ended up having 2 or 3 CT scans during that time. One that I had a reaction to because it needed contrast, but it meant that I literally didn't do anything. And this is sort of like where now I'm like going back to the, you know, you do when you're young, you get these firsts. Well, I did. I had some firsts, didn't I? I had the first time I had pneumonia, and I had the first time I had a condition called uveitis, and the second time. But obviously, it's not those firsts that you want. You want the nice firsts. But yeah, it was like when I got the all clear, it would have been for the lung and the eye. I mean, my eyes still aren't great. I still get problems. Still got floaters. I need to go and get some more glasses because the ones that they rebuilt for me 3 times are just useless now. And I probably need to go back. But because I had an eye test in August and they said I needed glasses, but I thought I'd rather leave it for a bit longer to see if there were any continued changes in my eye, because I didn't fancy paying another 350 quid again, if I'm honest. So but yeah, I was in between getting the all clear and getting the kidney diagnosis. I was thinking about what I would like to do, what crazy zany idea I could do, and I came up with paramotoring. So if you don't know what paramotoring is, you basically strap a parachute to yourself, and then a gigantic propeller to your back on a backpack, and then you run and you take off. And you don't, from what I've read, you don't, it's pretty straightforward to sort of get training for it and stuff. And I thought, yeah, actually, I wouldn't mind doing that, paramotoring. So that's something that I'm hoping to do in the new year, and get some training. There's a couple of schools I've scoped out to have a look at, and yeah, it'd be nice to that would have been a score. But I thought it would have been a good thing. I've always wanted to fly. I like the idea of flying, and paramotoring seems like the most accessible. So yeah, I'm gonna probably look to do that. Not on a day like this with this wind. I think I'd wait a little bit longer so we get the fair weather back and get the GoPro out and get some footage of me flying on a paramotor with a huge propeller strapped to me. So Mrs. isn't keen on the idea, but I did say you can actually go up as a pair, so you can sort of strap yourselves together and go up on the paramotor. So yeah, there's that I would like to do, and honestly, I would like to buy a car that I can have fun with, rather than one that is purely a necessity. Because I was saying to the missus before that we used to love cars. Like when we first started to drive, we loved cars. And we used to just drive because we enjoyed driving. We used to go out for many a drive. You know, sometimes I'd drive, sometimes the missus would drive. And at some point in time, we stopped seeing cars as fun things, and we saw them as things that cause us a great deal of stress. Like the only time we would talk about cars was when it failed its MOT, or you know, we needed it to get our youngest son to one of his hospital appointments, and it was always like a big stress point. And we're still sort of in that mentality. It's like the fence that came down yesterday is actually hit the car. So we were looking for a new car, but I'm just glad now. Oh, that was interesting. Is that the same thing that had happened to me before? Let's have a look at this replay. Yeah, so didn't even get a chance. Straight sack. So, but yeah, that's what the plan is next year, is to try and do some more firsts. I mean, I did do... You are kidding me. Come on. I did do one first, which is this, what I'm doing now, the streaming. So the streaming stuff was one of my firsts that I did in between the kidney diagnosis and getting better. I think I started the Instagram account first, which would have been in June. That's going to be roughing. So I started the Instagram account in June, and then I started this YouTube account in September, I think it was. So I'm sort of like 3 months or so in, and we're about to hit 3,000 watch hours, so I'm pretty pleased with that. 370 subs and 3,000 watch hours, which it's weird why they went for 2. Why did they go for 2? Why is my player just stopped? Right, I'm gonna show the instant replay on this. Right, watch this guy. Right, where is he? Here he is. Right, so is that Larry Allen? No, and Domikong Su. Right, so he's engaged with the blockers. He's being double teamed here. Right, he breaks off. Why has he stopped? Right, what is he doing? Right, this is EA comeback logic. That's not me controlling him. I'm not controlling him there. Why is he stopping? I don't know. Because EA wants this to go to overtime, is why.
Coming back to tie this game. Listen to this crowd. These guys need to stop on this 2-point conversion.
And there we go. There we go.
The 2-point conversion works.
Scripted. It's scripted. It's scripted. That's the shenanigans that go on. The onside kick. Right, we've got a timeout left. We're going to try and get... what should we do? Tight end corner. We're going to go Kittle corner. Krabs post.
Right away, they'll set up to throw.
There we go. Well, we're just going to score it, aren't we? Make sure we leave a second to get the extra point. But yeah, the first this year it was about trying to build my confidence back up and do this. I was always terrified of speaking on on camera. I haven't got up to the point where I'm happy to
Just 1
show
second,
my
all that remains in the football
ugly
game
mug,
as the kick is
but
away.
I will. I'm working up
This
to
is
that.
short kick,
I think that's
returnable from the 13. And he'll be brought down there, and that'll put
the
a
eating
wrap
disorder
on this
stuff and
one.
getting better from the
Time
eating
has
disorder is
expired
sort of
in the
given me, I guess, body dysmorphia, um, which is still it's still there, I guess. I mean, this was the kicker about getting ill, that I got better from the eating disorder in 2023, and started to get loads of problems. Hang on, what's this? Solo battles veteran. Okay, so you get the pack straight away. Right, let's open these. These are all rubbish. I've never had anything good out of these. That's probably the best I've ever had out of those packs. Right, we'll get this geezer sold. Right, we should be able to sell the Boom or Bust Dandierdorf as well. I mean, it's making me think whether I should have a look and see if we can slot Dandierdorf in and maybe use him for a little bit. Like, we've got Lucas Abraham there. So we could essentially change Larry Allen. Right, if we put Dan Deerdorf in. '92, right, just upgrade him. We'll waste a bit of training here just to see. So he gets left tackle as well. Wonder what he looks like at left tackle. Yeah, he loses some. Yeah, I think we're just going to sell Dan Deerdorf. He's never going to be worth more than he is now. So we'll get Dan Deerdorf sold. I think he was going for like 250 or something. So we'll do that. We're going to open the fire opportunity packs in a minute as well. Oh yeah, we need to downgrade him, don't we? Because that's going to disappear soon. And I thought, well, we've had a bit of luck today, so I think that it's worth a punt opening those. So I'm going to list him for 280 first of all. See if we can get a sale. And then who are we going to do? Eric Gray. So lowest by now. So we'll try and get 10 for him. There we go. We may as well just sell these other guys. So 77s. You know, I don't mind if you can get like 16k for them. 1600 rather. Luke Fortner. Jordan Morgan. We've also got to place our bets as well, so we need to do that a little bit later. Right, there we go. Right, so we'll see what happens. What we're going to do in the next, we're going to have a break now. But what we're going to do is come and open these fire opportunity packs. I'm thinking I'm going to open 2 of them and see what we get, because we've got a chance of a 93. That they're going to go for a couple. I mean, you've got to get them first, right? So you've got to be in the position to get them first. So, but I think that it is the best value pack. 50%. 50% chance of an. I mean, it says a 93 plus there, but here it says a 93 champion. That's interesting. Probably a typo. But yeah, we'll have a look at that. I think daily. I'm just going to have a look at dailies just to make sure I did it yesterday. Probably too late now. I should have checked this first. Yeah, we did. 6 minutes to go. So I'm just going to have a look what we got here. So we've got one more Russian touchdown. We've got a few extra points. Team tackle. So yeah, I think I've missed out doing those solo battles. I should have persevered with those. We've also got to do the MUT draft. It was bugged the last time, so I'm hoping that they fix that. So we'll try and do some of these. And yeah, we'll see if Dan Deerdorf sells. So next thing you should hear from me is this fire opportunity pack. So I'm probably going to do that in about 15 to 30 minutes time. So be sure to check back for that. Otherwise, thank you for watching, guys, and thanks for listening. If any of you stuck with me talking about my plight that was 2023, let me know. Pop me a comment, and if you're not a subscriber already, I'd really appreciate hitting that subscribe button. And as I said, I'm new to this. I think that if you click the bell, it would tell you when I go online, so you can subscribe, or you can subscribe and hit the bell. And whenever I come on, it should pop up a little notification to say that I'm live. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you again in the next 30 minutes or so.